أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم ففهمنا سليمان وكلنا آتينا حكما وعلما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم سبحانك اللهم وحنانيك اللهم لا تنسني ولا تنسني الحمد لله أفضل الحمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وسائر النبيين والصالحين وسلم الموفقني واهدني وسددني واجمع لي بين الصواب والثواب وعذني من الخطأ والهمان آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another episode of Questions and Answers. I'm your host, Amjad Muhammad, and I will be with you for close to another 40 odd minutes or so. And what will we be talking about? Well, the whole program is about questions and answers. So this is an opportunity for your good folk at home to pick up your phone and ring 01274 214 299. That's 01274 214 299, so that we can hear your questions here live in the studio in Bradford. However, if you prefer, you don't want to hear the sound of your own voice, then the other option is our new brand spanking shiny email, which is Q&A at iqra.tv. That's Q&A at iqra.tv. So nice to see you all, metaphorically speaking, of course, and I hope you're nice to see me as well. Just wet the old whistle as it goes, just to get things in order. And, get calls in. This is a service that we provide for you. And it's really simple, nice and easy. Pick the phone up, whatever question that you have, get the question across to us, and we will endeavor to try to respond to you in as much detail as possible. I'll have a quick look on the groups before my colleague has said to me that there's one or two questions which have come in, most likely via our sort of social media sort of platforms and things of that nature, which we will be delivering to you. But I always see if there's anything outstanding here from our Dar al-Iftar. There doesn't seem to be any there. Alhamdulillah, they were all dealt with yesterday. We had all sorts yesterday, didn't we? We had ammonia and about for hair dye. We had the credit card. We had funfair. All sorts of questions, alhamdulillah. And we had some on the ladies. Did we have any more since yesterday on the ladies group? No, alhamdulillah, everybody is very well satisfied on the various questions we had there. We were talking about waterproof kohol and kajal, wishing somebody a happy new year, the chest moving away from qibla. So all these sort of questions, alhamdulillah, they all got dealt with. And so we're good on that. And we have a question that has come in through our email address. Just to remind you, the email address is Q&A, need to remind myself there, Q&A, so that's Q-A-N-D-A at iqra.tv. So let's have the first one. I'm assuming that's a full question, dear producer? Fantastic. So the questioner says, Assalamu alaikum. If a woman is spending all her money outside the house and asking for more money from the husband, how can he advise her to help in the house first? Okay, interesting question. I'm assuming it's coming from the husband. So when it comes to... Oh, a sister sent it in. That's interesting. If a woman is spending all her money outside the house and asking for more money from the husband, I think this is from how can he advise her. So I'm pretty sure this is coming from a bloke. Unless he's using his wife's email address so that he can't be caught as to what he's saying. But let's look at the question, joking aside. And that is, when it comes to earnings, so let's look at earnings. The man earns money and let's say the woman earns money. Usually, in a traditional setting, the man earns the money and the woman is not earning the money because having children is something which is promoted in an Islamic setting. That's one of the numerous reasons why we get married for, is to have children. And therefore, once a child is born, then we can see biologically the mother's linked towards a child, both physically and also emotionally as the child is growing up. And the child is very much dependent on the mother, very much so in its early years. And as it gets older, you start to see that responsibility of nurturing going towards the father and less so much on the mother. So that usually the wife is not working, especially if she's taking this time out to have children. But let's just say she has a little odd job that she does on an evening or on a weekend when the husband is doing the babysitting and she's earning money. then this is from a Sharia perspective, any money she earns is hers. She is not obliged to spend it on anything. So she does not have to spend it on her husband, she does not have to spend it on her children, she does not have to spend it on the house, she does not need to spend it on anything. She can spend it on whatever she wishes because she has earned it. When it comes to the husband that's earning the money, then he is responsible for not only for himself, but he is also responsible for his wife and his children. Meaning he has to ensure that they have a roof over their head, preferably with walls as well. He is also responsible to ensure that they have food. He is also responsible to ensure that they have clothing. He is also responsible for their education. Basically, he's responsible for the complete upkeep and running of that family. Hence, can he tell his wife or advise his wife not to spend her money in a way she chooses? Technically, he can't, okay, because it's her money. She can spend it how she chooses. He is responsible to spend it on the house. However, obviously, we don't live like robots. We don't live by, literally following the rules of fiqh. We live as a couple, as a team, and that's how it should be. As soon as we start bringing what are my rights and what are your responsibilities and what are your rights and what are my responsibilities, once you start bringing that into it, then it starts to become very, bitter. Because then, oh, you didn't fulfill that right, or you didn't that. We know that as a family, we have to be flexible with each other. There are days when we have a bad day, and there's a day when, our wives have a bad day, there's a day when the kids have a bad day, and we can't, literally apply the rules of fiqh every single day. So it would make sense, obviously, if the man is struggling in the upkeep of his house, and the wife recognizes that the husband is struggling, then it makes sense that she gives some money towards the upkeep and running of the house. It's just logical. Why would you be sort of splashing money on new bags every month, or new shoes every month, or new coats every month, or new clothes every month, when your husband is struggling just to get a decent food on the table, or can't pay the electric bill, or can't pay the gas bill? It's illogical. Just and then to use that fiqhi mas'ala that, oh well, it's my money, I can do what I like with it. Of course it is. But wouldn't you like to help the family rather than like to buy yourself new clothes? So in that sense, there should be mashwara in the house. It should be consultative leadership in the house rather than authoritarian. So that mashwara is made, discussions are made, so people understand what the situation is of the house and therefore help. So in direct answer to that question, if a woman is spending all her money outside the house, not sure what she's spending it on, and asking for more money from the husband, how can he advise her to help in the house first? Well, the upkeep and the maintenance is upon the husband for the wife, even if she's earning. So she can ask for money from the husband according to his capabilities. Obviously, if he's a multimillionaire, she can ask for considerably more. If he's, living on the breadline, on minimum wage, then obviously she has to be sensible enough to ask for that kind of money that he can afford to give her. But that's the fiqhi answer. I would say common sense should prevail. Common sense should prevail. There should be some sensible conversations. There should be sensible discussions. I know families, for example, where the husband is struggling to find work, or the work he's finding is not paid as well. And then the sister, i.e. his wife, is earning more. So as a result, it makes sense that she starts to give some of her earnings towards the house. But that's, I've talked about common sense and consultative leadership. That does not mean then that now this poor woman is working 3 days a week outside the house, and she's expected to do everything else inside the house as well. So she's expected to do the ironing, she's expected to do the laundry, she's expected to do the cooking, she's expected to do the cleaning. So that's unfair. If the husband cannot fulfill his responsibility of earning, and the wife steps up to the plate and she starts earning, then the husband should be man enough to now say, okay, fair enough. It seems now that you're taking very much the role that I used to play. I used to earn the money. I used to work 5 days a week. I can't find any work. I can only find part-time work, which means approximately I am earning a day a week or 2 days a week. You are now doing the bulk of the earning. You're working for 3 days a week. So therefore, it's unfair on you, okay, to be carrying the same responsibility of the house management that you did when you weren't working. So I will now take responsibility. I can't cook. Well, you can learn. But I'll do the laundry, I'll do the cleaning, I'll do the ironing, I'll do that. So when you come home, you don't have all that burden as well. Unfortunately, what I've seen in couples is that the man is happy to, ask his wife to go work. she works, but then he's happy to take money from her when she comes home and says, right, this is towards that bill, this is towards the other bill, when he can't, because she earns for herself. And then he's not giving her any help at all in the house. That's not fair either. So I hope that answer has been given in detail. If a producer can just give a short synopsis. Fantastic. Alhamdulillah. What a producer. He's an amazing chap. He's not only going to give a short answer, he's also going to give a link to a YouTube video, because what happens when we make our presentations or when we make our question and answers here, then after some time, we then tend to get the videos uploaded on Iqra TV's YouTube channel. So if you search Iqra TV, you'll find that our YouTube channels go up maybe a week or so. Give some time and he'll send a link to that. Anyway, we've got a couple of questions, a couple of callers on the calls. So let's take the call number one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear caller.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I know that when it comes to Sharia perspective, you have to be 100% sure when you give any statement. But I'm asking you one question, that all the Prophet, they mentioned about the Dajjal, and they even told us that how to protect yourself, do du'as, and like Surah Kaf, you have to read some ayat to protect yourself from Dajjal's fitna. One thing I just want to say that if you close one eye and open one eye, like if you only look at worldly benefits, worldly things, only want to achieve all the time worldly intentions and worldly fitna, and you close the eyes towards your deen, one eye, and maybe you are suffering in the Jali fitna. Sorry to say that extremist word, but in these days, the way Muslims we facing so many problems, and we sweep under the carpet, and we don't even say, we don't get together even. I'm sorry, I don't know whether your channel...
I got the question, sister, so I'll deal with that, because I know I've got another caller. I've got a caller waiting. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear caller. Dropped. So dear caller, if you're waiting, please do call back. I'm not sure how much time we have left before our short interval. The clock has disappeared. But please do call back 01274 214 299. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear caller.
Hello.
Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, Mufti Sahib.
Jia speaking. How are you, my brother?
Sorry, they put me straight through to you. How are you?
No problem at all. They're trying to catch you out, aren't they?
Yeah, I was on hold, and then
yeah. We had another caller before you, so we had we had two callers, and then when one finished, we moved on to the next one. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're problem.
I lost the script there a little bit. Anyway, how are you? Happy New Year to you. As they say, Nya Saal Mubarak.
Oh, mashallah, jazakumullah khairan. May Allah bless you in this year as He blessed you in the year before.
Ameen.
How are you keeping?
I'm okay. Right. Last week I mentioned something about thought, intention, and motive.
Yes.
The reason I ring you is because, what do you think, why I ring you?
Because you like me.
Hey, that's the first, yes, obviously. You're looking sharp tonight as well.
Thank you. Yeah, my daughter was shopping for me online because my waistcoats have gone down by 4 inches. Alhamdulillah, because obviously I've been working very hard, as you know, and the waistcoats were getting a bit loose. So she goes, look, Abaji, what I'll do is I'll go online, and mashallah, I'm a man who is from Yorkshire, and those Yorkshire folk don't like spending too much money. So when the sales came around, she goes, look, Abaji, I'll go on and I'll search them for you. And mashallah, may Allah bless her. She spent hours and hours looking for the ones, because I'm a very picky shopper. And she found the ones, and eventually she's satisfied. So this is one of the new ones that came through. So hopefully it's looking smart and trendy.
Very good, very good. To be honest with you, I missed you yesterday. I'm in the office. I'm in the office. I've got 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
The reason I ring you is obviously what you said last week. Yeah? I mean, you need guidance. Guidance. I ain't no scholar, but obviously, like you said, to climb Mount Everest, what do you need? You need a Sherpa who's been there 2-3 times.
Absolutely,
yeah?
absolutely.
So meaning you can give the Islamic guidance, I can give the guidance of a 54-year-old. And it was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, mashallah.
And I still look 22.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Fantastic. And you got a heart like a 22-year-old. That's the main thing, isn't it?
The reason is, right, ladies and gentlemen, this is especially to youngsters, yeah? Right, don't be promiscuous, be patient, have good company, have God consciousness. Don't lie, be trustworthy, respect your parents, yeah? And don't chase the dunya, and make sure you give sadaqah, and the best of all is have faith in Allah. Have faith, have iman in Allah. And I'm listening to you on live streaming.
Oh, mashallah, fantastic. Is that a new experience for you? How does it look?
It is, actually, it is.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Fantastic.
Thank you, sir. Khuda Hafiz.
Okay, salaam alaikum, mashallah. Jazakumullah khair, my brother, for ringing in. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic pieces of advice he gave there, didn't he? In a nutshell. Don't be promiscuous, be patient. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forbid intimate relationships. He just forbids them before marriage. So be patient, marriages will come in its time, and then everything is halal for you, alhamdulillah. Not only that, keep good company, beautiful few statements, in that he summed up in one sentence. Keep good company. Don't just chase the dunya. The dunya is you're always going to be chasing it, day in, day out, night in, night out, all day long. Okay, and I was explaining to my wife about some opportunity that had come our way. And there was some delay in that opportunity. And I had a cup of tea in my hand, and I said to her, and I said to my wife, I said, look, I've got this tea, well, in this case, coffee, right in front of me. But if this rizq has not been written for me, then I will not be able to drink this. Either I will spill this, either I will leave this because I've got to go in a rush, or I will die. Somewhere, if this rizq is not for me, even though this rizq is in my hand, if this is not for me, I won't get it. But if there's some rizq which is currently in China somewhere or in Alaska, but that rizq is mine, then that will make its way to find me and I will consume it. So that's tawakkul in Allah. And I want to speak about tawakkul in Allah when I come back, because I wanted to put a post out on tawakkul in Allah, because I was watching some birds eating some nuts and things on this nature program whilst I was at the gym. But I'll talk about that when we come back, and I'll also respond to the sister with regards to the Dajjal and how we're potentially getting caught up in the kind of Dajjalic way. And an interesting metaphor or simile she said about one eye closed and linking it to the Dajjal. But anyway, that after the break. See you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.